Welcome to the Boonta Speeder Race.
Yeah. Coming to you live from the Boonta Speeder Race.
From the planet Boonta.
Planet Boonta.
Apparently not on Tatooine.
We are here in the crowd today. We thought it would be appropriate for this episode to record on location.
That's right.
You can hear the crowd in the background.
This is like the scrub tier pod race. Just fly around in circles in some hamster tubes.
Right. Anyways, welcome back to the Star Wars Total Rewatch podcast. That's right, we are totally rewatching all of Star Wars, all the movies, TV shows, holiday specials, you name it. And today we watched Droids Episode 4.
Race to the finish.
And what a race it was.
What a race it was.
So this, once again, picks up right after the previous episode, with our lovable gang of misfits heading to the Boonta Speeder Race.
Yeah, like we said, on planet Boonta.
But while they're performing repairs on the ship, they get attacked by what's left of the Thrawn gang.
Which is mainly just those three guys.
Yeah. They get attacked, but they manage to escape, but not before their ship is damaged. Jord gets hurt, so he's unable to pilot, and they are forced to crash land on the planet Boonta.
They take off in hyperspace while the droids are outside of the ship doing
I thought that
repairs.
was interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Like, is that physically possible to be outside the ship when you go to light speed?
Yeah, because when you're doing that, it kind of like creates a wormhole in which you travel through hyperspace. So as long as you're like within the area of the hyperdrive
a light
generating
speed
fields.
tunnel.
So you don't feel the air.
Yeah, you wouldn't just go flying off.
Exactly.
I was hoping to see a shot of them just hanging on to the ship, like trailing behind it, holding onto the engine or something.
That would have been appropriate, but alas, we did not get that.
Right.
For dear life.
Yeah, there's happens in like Star Trek when they get knocked out of warp speed sometimes.
That somebody's outside the ship?
No, not when they're like outside, but they'll get like knocked out of like the slipstream or like the tunnel, you know.
Yeah. Star Wars doesn't seem to get too deep into what happens in hyperspace, but like, yeah, it's creating some kind of a tunnel or a bubble that you're in that's sort of separate from normal space.
Right.
That's how you can travel so quickly. That's how you can go faster than light.
Yeah, they never explain the science of it like some shows try to do.
Well, and I'm kind of glad they don't have to. They can
Nah.
just keep it as it's awesome hyperspace travel, and it just works.
Right.
We're not going to get too much into it.
Again, it's like, yeah, there's certain things they just like, we're just going to take these for granted and not be the focus of Star Wars.
I feel like I know how hyperspace works more from other science fiction than from Star Wars.
Yes, that's what I would say.
Han talked about setting the coordinates and how like you have to program it right so you don't come out of hyperspace inside of a planet or something.
Right.
And that feels like something I've read in other books too, like the Foundation talked about that. I have to spend hours like programming the coordinates.
Calculating, yeah.
Well, in the Star Wars RPG, you have to make astrogation checks.
Astrogation.
Yep, you have to make them, and you have to succeed in making them before you can jump to hyperspace.
There you go.
Right, and you gotta have like updated asteroid trajectories and stuff. Otherwise, you're flying blind.
Right, they crash on the planet, and they have to get their speeder fixed. So they meet some like...
Yeah, I don't know. They run into some junk droid.
Yeah,
An old man droid.
he sounds like some old guy.
Yeah, he seems like he's old, even though...
He's a droid.
Right. He's been around. He's been around the block.
He's got a lot of experience. Yeah, he's been around for a while.
I mean, 3PO's been around for a while.
This guy didn't age very well.
It's interesting. He says, yeah, he was just abandoned here, but he repaired himself. So he's kind of pieced together, but I like that. He's really motivated for a droid, right?
Mm-hmm.
This guy's very independent for a droid.
Yeah, repairing himself.
He's not looking constantly for a master.
And he is okay with that.
He doesn't want one. Yeah, he's happy.
That's right. He is all for droid rights.
Freedom is everyone's way.
Right, like that droid in Solo,
Yeah.
Right.
the droid liberation movement.
And she becomes part of the Falcon and helps with its incredible navigation.
That's right. Astrogation.
Right.
So it comes full circle.
Yep.
So,
So the From gang followed them here and enlist the services of none other than Boba Fett.
Yeah.
dun dun dun.
And they're Tiggy's kind of like nervous that they're even talking with him.
Yeah, why are we dealing with this dangerous
Yeah.
bounty hunter?
Boba says that he'll help them because he owes Size a favor, but after he helps them, he owes them nothing, and he's going to turn them over to Jabba the Hutt.
Right.
Yeah, because he's got a
Yeah.
because Size has a bounty on his head.
Why they don't just hire his services and run away, I don't know. But
You can't run from Boba.
no, it's useless to resist.
He always gets his man. Yeah.
Yeah, I liked seeing him in here. That's cool. We noticed him in the opening credits. They show him for a couple seconds, but didn't know if he was actually going to appear in an episode.
Yeah, and his design is the same as from the holiday special cartoon.
Mm-hmm.
And same voice. I looked it up.
Yeah.
Don Freaks again.
Nice.
Right, so their speeder, the White Witch, gets damaged on the crash landing, so they need to find somewhere to repair it. But luckily, 3PO finds this super helpful droid who's totally not evil that is going to help them repair it.
Right.
Totally not evil.
Totally not evil. Really good droid.
He's just very suspiciously helpful. That's fine.
And he looks like he's up to no good, but hey.
Hey, don't judge a droid
By its cover.
by its cover. Yeah.
Don't judge a droid by his faceplate.
So the droid BL-17,
Ah.
he tricks 3PO into believing that he is the best person ever, and 3PO ignores his friend.
Yeah, kind of leaving R2 in the
He
dust.
flatters C-3PO, which is very easy to do, and he falls for
He
it.
says that they both graduated from the same assembly line or
Yeah, the same
something.
production line.
Yeah, like C-3PO remembers that. I mean,
Yeah, they're good old buddies.
Old college buddies.
Even though C-3PO was built by Anakin Skywalker.
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
That's
Oh,
right.
oh,
I
oh,
guess I-
oh.
Are you saying that this contradicts the
I think that
prequels?
I think it's just saying the droid's blowing
No,
smoke.
he's saying Anakin Skywalker also built BL-19 guy.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Mind blown.
Well, just because 3PO was built by Anakin, he still had to, go to a production assembly school so he could learn all of his languages and stuff.
Oh, it's not where he was produced, it's where he learned how to produce.
Yeah, he graduated from there.
Machines building machines.
Yeah.
I think this evil droid is like one of Anakin's rejected models.
Well, this is a Darth Vader product.
Oh, that's right.
Anakin built C-3PO. Darth Vader built this other one.
He went into a different line of work. Kind of rebranded things a little bit.
I like that droid though. Like he's very sinister.
He is.
Great.
He's
Yeah.
great.
It looks kind of like a dog, I thought.
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't know. I don't
I
even know
agree,
what it
I
is.
agree.
That makes me think
Something
that.
about his face.
And the robot BL-17 is working for Boba, just to make that clear.
Oh yeah. So you kind of got two sets of bad guys, both trying to capture the team, but it doesn't work.
Right, and they're interfering with each other's plans.
Also, apparently, BL-17 has a huge fleshed out backstory, and he's also in the opening credits alongside Boba Fett.
Oh,
Right.
Is
Yeah.
he? I didn't pick up on that.
Oh.
So
is
apparently
he-
there was a book put out called A Race to the Finish, which is a picture book, a children's book adaptation of this
no,
episode.
they made books of every episode.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
But what, is there more about him in that?
Oh yeah, he's got a whole bunch of backstory. Apparently, he was a BL series battle legionnaire created to serve the Confederacy of Independent Systems during the Clone Wars.
Wow.
Right? He's one of the few battle legionnaires to survive some mission, which saw the Galactic Republic defeat them. And then he later came into possession of the bounty hunter Boba Fett sometime after the declaration of a new order in 19 BBY. And then it picks up.
So when he said that he came from the same production line as C-3PO, I think that was a big old lie.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he was just trying to sway 3PO to his
He
side.
was making things up.
He is actually a battle legionnaire class.
But almost the same thing as C-3PO. I mean, C-3PO does know a fighting technique.
Yeah, we should also mention R2's doing some welding on the White Witch, and he's wearing a welding goggle visor,
Visor.
I guess,
We don't want to.
To protect
protect
his eyes?
Well, he got sensitive sensors.
That's amazing. I didn't even
It'll
realize
even
that.
damage those, I guess.
He just flips
And
it.
he has to lift up the visor to talk to them.
He can't see through it. He has to see when you talk.
Some human action just for fun.
Just for fun.
Yeah. So BL-17 traps him in the shop with some leaking gas tanks. I guess he was gonna kill them
And it doesn't work.
because R2 busts down the front door with a loader.
I mean, Tiggy and what's his face were gonna open it anyway, too.
Yeah, I know. They want to capture them before Boba Fett does.
Right?
To show his dad that he can do
They're
it.
so bad that they're ruining Boba Fett's plans.
But in this case, R2 saved the day.
3PO does a little move, he says, hiya.
Right? He does his Hi-Ya move very well.
He did. Those are some good moves.
So that was probably his karate he was practicing in the other one.
The BL-17 pulls out one of the remote style guns
Yeah,
again.
why is that a gun? I don't
Holds them
get
up
it.
with this remote control.
Fun fact, he is using an AAP-2 blaster box.
Oh my goodness.
Blaster
stop.
box.
Okay.
An appropriate name.
That's not even a real thing.
That's true.
It is just a box.
Have you seen that new blaster box?
Oh yeah, that thing's pretty sleek looking.
It was manufactured by the Barretto Company and utilized by BL Series Battle Legionnaires.
You mean that animation time saver?
That's true. It's a lot easier to draw a box rather than a...
Looks like a VCR, acts like a gun.
Wow.
No, I like that everything has a name.
Yeah,
I think
it's
that's
pretty
great. That's one thing that's just really fun about Star Wars is literally anything you can find in the background of a frame has a name and a backstory,
Right.
and
Somebody's taking the time to make up something about it.
yeah.
I mean, it's probably one of the most fleshed out universes
Yeah.
like out there. Probably is the most fleshed out universe out there.
Gotta
actually.
be up there for sure.
A lot of collaboration and making these wiki articles.
Well, that's part of it. Is they kind of yeah. If you allow a lot of people to go in together on something like to collaborate on
Right.
something, because for most of Star Wars' life, they kind of let everything just be canon unless it was contradicted by a movie.
Yeah,
I think the books had to really go through screening.
did they?
Yeah. But
Mhm.
they definitely added a lot to the lore.
I mean, I know I've read a lot of books, and like, they all tend to follow the rules, you know, the unspoken rules, I guess.
Yeah, I'm sure they had a lot of freedom, but there's definitely some things that they
Well, it was just
They had
it's
to
just-
stick to it, but then once those books came out, then that was a real thing now.
Yep.
It was just interesting because a lot of people ripped on this latest Star Wars movie because they did kind of push the boundaries, you know, and do some different things.
Well,
Mm.
I'm all for like adding things, but then like they're making up new rules.
Well, that's what I mean. And, like, it's just weird that there were so many books and things, and it's like they all were pretty good about it.
Yeah,
You know, why all of a sudden?
I know. It's like, is that really so restrictive to follow what's been done before?
Yeah, it's not restrictive at all. I guess. Yeah, right.
There has been so much done before. Like they could have drawn from so many things for inspiration. Like
Well,
it's really not limiting.
Yeah, the problem is they do these things, and you got to think about what the repercussions of doing it would
Right.
be.
Setting a precedent.
Is it going to mess up your rules of your universe that you've already established?
Yeah. Well, maybe we should save this for The Last Jedi, though.
We keep getting drawn into Last Jedi discussions on these episodes.
Well, we're watching these old things.
It is interesting to compare how has this worked in different eras, and how does the old stuff influence what they're doing down the road.
I want to make one comment that somebody referred to C-3PO as Chrome Dome.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I love that. That was great.
What does that even mean?
They have a chrome dome.
Very offensive.
They say it like an insult. I'm not sure I understand it. Like their head, their helmet.
Yeah, except I don't think C-3PO is actually chrome. Phasma is probably chrome.
You mean titanium alloy dome? Excuse me.
Yeah.
Doesn't quite roll off the tongue. So anyway, there's a shootout in this warehouse. The junk droid helps them.
Right.
The From guys plant a thermal detonator on the White Witch.
A very useful weapon.
They use them all the time.
They love it.
R2 comes back in to save his friend from the evil droid.
And Boba Fett's a boss.
3PO learns who his true friends are, which is R2D2.
Mm-hmm.
Then Thal Jobin, Mohawk guy, he's piloting the White Witch because the other guy hurt his arm.
Yeah.
And drives straight to the race because it's apparently starting.
Like immediately.
Yeah.
That was very sudden. It was just like all of a sudden he takes off and, oh yeah, we're going to the race.
Boba Fett chases him in his own speeder, and so
onto the racetrack.
follows him.
All this stuff has to happen during the race.
Of course.
Boba Fett chases him onto the racetrack in a speeder, so he's like part of the race
Yeah,
now.
that's the best way to do it.
Right.
And they set a bomb on his on their ship, but like
right.
he says it's going to go off in 10 laps.
Yeah.
Why does it have to wait?
To give them time.
They can't help themselves. Yeah.
Yeah.
They love dramatic. Here's a Thal. He totally looks like Speed Racer.
I know. That's what I was
He
thinking
really
too.
does.
I was like, is this Speed
with that
Racer?
helmet.
Here comes Thal Jobin. He's a demon on wheels.
Is his mohawk tied down into a ponytail?
I think that's what it is. Yeah.
How do you do that?
Well, he's got a long.
It's got Padawan braids.
Yeah.
Must be his hair. It looks like Speed Racer's scarf though, and then his helmet is white.
So while the bad guys are showing up to the Boonta race, they mention that everybody who's important is there, including Admiral Screed.
Yeah, who is that?
He was an admiral in the Galactic Empire Imperial Navy.
Is he in some other stuff? Have we seen him before?
Yeah, he's in a couple books, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, I like that they show Imperial officer. Size mentions too that he just says everyone's here but the Emperor.
Yeah.
It's like some connection to the Empire and other Star
Right.
Wars.
They
normal
like to throw in
things.
some references anyway. Kind of fun.
Makes it feel more like it is all happening
Right.
in this universe and during this time period that it's supposedly taking place.
Yep.
What do you think of the race? I thought it was kind of cool.
All of this stuff looks like the pod race, the crowd and stuff. Yeah, it's great.
It was interesting, yeah, because as Daniel said earlier, it all takes place in giant hamster tubes.
Yeah, like big enough for ships to pass each other, but not much bigger than that.
Right.
It does allow the audience to actually see the race.
Yeah, just going in
Versus
circles.
the Tatooine one where you see them for about 5 seconds every
Right.
lap.
And then you watch on a screen.
It reminded me of there's one of the pod racer tracks in the game. You go through these tubes underwater.
Aquilorus, Daniel.
What?
Aquilorus.
What's that?
That's the track.
Oh,
I think.
Aqualaris.
Oh,
Oh,
aquatic
Aqualesh,
planet
yeah,
located in Sombra sector.
that's where the Aqualesh come from.
Aqualash.
That was the mean guy who first yelled at Luke when he entered the bar.
Okay.
The guy's friend.
There's like this stands for the audience that goes around this pyramid of tubes.
It's just a series of like circles. You go through
Yep.
all these circular tubes.
It's a big spiral
In a tower.
tube.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And one big loop that goes around the outside of the arena.
Mhm.
Pretty cool.
Boba Fett's trying to catch up with him in the race. And I wondered, why doesn't he just stay put and catch him when he comes around the next lap?
What? But Boba Fett wants to win too.
Yeah, apparently.
It would make sense, but yeah, he's using all these crazy gadgets. He's using lasers. He's using some tractor beams. He's using some like tow cable things.
And all the time we're like, oh no, another lap. By lap 10, the thermal detonator is going to blow up. What are we
Yeah,
doing?
like nobody makes any move to warn Thal that there's a thermal detonator on, and the only reason that he survives is out of sheer luck because R2 was putting out a fire with water on this the White Witch, and the water washes away the thermal detonator.
Washes it right into Baba's windshield. It's still the two sets of bad guys are ruining each other's plans.
Yeah, and this one actually looks like a thermal detonator this time.
Yep.
Instead of some weird wand thing.
Lightsaber hilt.
Yeah.
Boba Fett doesn't blow up. He uses a jetpack to escape his speeder.
But he is not happy with the Froms because they're ruining his speeder and his droid.
Yeah,
and
I guess the deal is off.
Not happy.
so
the favor is
he
paid.
winds up capturing them and taking them off to Jabba.
That's right. He's going to collect their bounty. That's scary.
Well, they're probably thrown into the Sarlacc pit.
I know. It's like, I don't think we're going to see them again.
Most likely, they will be Sarlacc food.
Yeah.
Or Rancor food.
And we probably won't, because this episode seems to be wrapping up a
Yeah.
story arc.
Yeah, so the ending here is, who is this? This guy shows up out of nowhere, Zebulon.
Zebulon Dak.
He just kind of floats in and he's like, hey guys, what's up? I'm Zebulon. Like, I have a big speeder company. You want to come work for me? And they're like, oh, okay, sure. And he's like, okay, I'll see you tomorrow, and floats away.
And then he flies
Just
off.
floats up.
What are your names? What is your address? No, you're just... No.
But then we find out the droids are eavesdropping on a conversation on the bridge. And they say, apparently, in order for them to work for Zebulon Dak Speeder Company, they would have to wipe the droids' memories.
Yeah, company policy.
Company policy. Okay. And instead of doing that...
They are gonna turn down the job because their droid friends are more important to
But
them.
apparently C-3PO and R2-D2 don't hear that. Or no, they do, yeah.
They do. They know that this is, they say it would be a great opportunity for their friends and it'd be better for them
It's best for
to
them.
take the job.
Right.
So instead they
Launch themselves out in an escape pod.
yeah.
The only reasonable thing to do.
Then I guess it saves their friends from having to make that choice. I don't know.
Yep. And then they're floating in this tiny capsule, which barely fits them,
In the middle of space.
to the middle of space.
There you go. Some character development, relationships developed, and now we'll never see those characters again.
Yeah. Heartbreak,
Heartbreak, some tragedies, some good times.
good times and
It
bad.
was a real roller coaster.
It's a roller coaster of emotion.
That's right.
A glass cage of emotion.
Now the droids are moving on.
Yeah, so presumably Jord and Kia and all them work for the speeder company.
Yeah.
And we don't know what happens to the droids. They're floating around
Yeah,
now.
we will find out next time.
To be continued.
Yeah. What a cliffhanger.
Will they survive?
We'll find out. What is episode 5 called? I don't even know.
The Lost Prince.
The Lost Prince.
So, yeah, everyone can join us next time to hear about The Lost Prince, and I'm assuming it will be the start of a new story arc.
Yeah. They got a lot done, actually, in 4 short episodes.
Yeah.
Yeah. See you next time, where we'll look for the Lost Prince.
Yeah. Yeah, where did he go?
Where did that prince get to?
No.
Who is he?